Hi, this is Lindsay Barden, and welcome to Vision's High School Sports Beat.
The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 9 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships from Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Hyundai, Ford, Kia, and Nissan, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Greece, Penfield, Fairport, and Canandaigua. Online at visionauto.com. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us for the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time, we take a comprehensive look at sports in Section 5 in Monroe County. We begin with our honor roll of high school teams. At number 3 this week, we have East High Baseball. The Orientals clinched at least a tie for the city championship with Wilson with a win over the Wildcats 7-6. Jose Alicea drove home the game-winning run. At number 2, HFL Girls Lacrosse. Down 7-3 to Corning at the half, the Cougars rallied to win. Brittany Chamberlain got the game-tying goal with 5 seconds left and then scored the overtime game winner. And at number 1, Greece Arcadia softball. The 12-2 Titans beat Canandaigua on a Morgan Boyce 2-run home run in the bottom of the 7th. That was after the Braves had scored 3 runs in the top of the 7th to take the lead. Which brings us to Spencerport for some tennis and Mission Impossible. What do tennis and wrestling have in common? They are the only 2 sports where the quality of the opponent directly impacts the match. The best wrestlers in a dual meet often go unopposed. But in a tennis match, there is no such escape. So when Spencerport hosted Webster Schrader, someone had to face Matt Gamble. How do you approach it, and what do you tell the kid when he goes out there in that situation?
That was easy. He wanted to play Matt. They all want to play the best. No matter what level they are, all my boys want to play the best. Even though they know they might not score a lot of points, I tell them to play every point like it's their last point, never give up, keep fighting, and have fun with it.
Spencerport's top tennis player is sophomore Ryan Egan. Egan also plays soccer for the Rangers and just returned from a national robotics competition. But on the tennis court, Ryan is no match for Gamble. Everybody knows it. Still, there.
I did actually pretty good for myself. I mean, the score might not show it, but I think I did pretty good.
And there's something to be said for going out there and doing it, right?
Yeah, it was pretty fun, actually.
Matt Gamble is a sophomore at Webster Schrader. He won his 2nd straight sectional title last weekend. He lost just 1 game over the course of that tournament. He was 4th in the state last year. There are other outstanding tennis players in the section. Matt Renzi and Jordan Benjamin come to mind, but there is no one in Gamble's class.
Right now, I'm a sophomore, so I'm class of 2016, and I believe I'm the 9th recruit in the nation for class of 2016, and 16 and under USTA, I'm also top 10.
Those are the numbers you're really interested in, aren't they?
Yeah, those are the numbers that I strive for and try to want to get.
He's scary good. He hits shots that other kids don't even come close to knowing how to go through and hit. He goes through and he practices harder than anybody that I've seen, and he goes through and hits shots that nobody else can even try.
Because of that, Gamble is rarely challenged, much less beaten.
I just tried to work on being aggressive, and I was really aggressive today, so yeah, I succeeded.
You know, this is difficult. I compared it to wrestling, as it is the only other sport where, you know, you need the person on the other side to push you a little bit, and there's not a lot of that in the section for you. So how do you get yourself ready to play?
Self-motivation, just push yourself to try to win every match and just motivate yourself, I guess, and my team too.
Is it too easy sometimes?
I don't want to say it's too easy, but sometimes it is easy.
It isn't bragging, it's fact. When we return, we'll visit with the family of one of football's forgotten guys.
Hi, I'm James Lazeski, and you're watching the Vision High School Sports Beat.
Welcome back, and thanks for joining us at the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Time now for our honor roll of high school athletes. Number 3, this is our Julia DiMartino update. Julia passed the 1,000 career mark for strikeouts at the Morabito tournament in Syracuse and tossed another no-hitter for Brockport, her 4th of the year by our count. And number 2, our Aiden Falk update. The Mercy softball star hit 2 more home runs against Sandy Creek, Illinois to give her 15 on the season and adding to her state record career home run total of 42. And at number 1, John Parado of Pittsford Boys Lacrosse. John scored 3 goals, including the overtime game winner against Victor in a late season battle of what were 10-1 teams. Which brings us to Webster, where we took in an informal testimonial for one of the forgotten guys. Mike Lopa was a football star, one of the great local players, a running back, Jefferson High School class of 1960. Mike is 72. He's in a nursing home now, dying of Alzheimer's disease. How tough has these last 9 years been?
Brutal. To see somebody die a minute at a time for 9 years. It's hard. I'm sorry. But he's still positive. As sick as he is, he's always been positive, always. He used to keep me from levitating, because I'm a little hyper if you haven't figured that out yet. It's been awful for all of us.
Mike Lopa was a wingback for the Jeffs. Playing 1955 through 59, he scored 38 career touchdowns and was named a high school All-American. Barb and Mike have been together since the 8th grade. Married at 19, she had a front row seat.
It was exciting. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't let off the front porch, literally. My father would, when I was in high school, and to get married at 19 and move to a different state, it was quite a learning experience. And it was, you know, I was so proud of him for doing as well as he was doing. And yeah, it was very exciting.
Lopa continued his career at Indiana University and then returned home, where he taught and coached football, wrestling, track, and soccer for 33 years.
He had a toughness to him, no nonsense, but you know what? He was fair, and he worked us and really took us to the next level. And we had a lot of success, and we appreciate and remember the lessons that he taught us.
I remember walking down the hall and having my arm around a girl and him come up behind me and say, we don't do that here. Take your hands off her. So it was,
this is a good memory now.
It was a good memory, yes. So it was just something he always looking out for you. You might have been a player of his, but you were also one of his kids.
Lopa's is all too common a story. The game of football took its toll. Mike had multiple surgeries on his knees and shoulders and took a lot of hits to the head.
He had a severe concussion, and they sent him to the medical center in Indianapolis, and he was in the hospital for over a week, and the neurologist told him, never play football again. And they must have told the coaches, too, that he should not play football. But Mike was 20 years old, and when you're 20 years old, you think you're invincible. And it came to pass that he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
Lopa was back on the field for the Hoosiers as soon as he was out of the hospital, and he played that week. That kind of situation wouldn't happen at most places today. Section 5 was at the forefront of seeing to that, implementing procedures that are now mandated by the state of New York.
You know, the precautionary measures that are done now are so much more advanced. I mean, kids, they may sit out a game, and that may save their career. And unfortunately, we've had, we've seen a lot of the players that played athletics and football in the 60s that now are having some of the effects of the concussion and the second impact.
The medical consensus is that the effects of repeated concussions contributed greatly to Lopa's Alzheimer's and the 9 years that he and his family have spent fighting it. Mike's a representative of a generation that medical technology and concussion awareness forgot. But football to Mike Loper was just that important. It was to a lot of them.
Well, if I've figured out anything in all this time that we've been together, men and girls, men and women are different. He just loved what he was doing. Everything he did, he loved. He went through so many surgeries over the years, and he always used to say, I have no regrets. Always, I have no regrets. I've had a wonderful life.
Kim Bernsen from The Break Room on WCMF joins us next with our Vision Making the Grade nominee.
Hi, I'm Sam Harding, and this is the Vision High School Sports Beat.
Welcome back to the Vision Automotive High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Bernsen. Making the Grade is brought to you by the 9 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, proud to be Rochester's #1 selling automotive group. This week we honor Penfield senior Brian Wall for making the grade. As the Penfield lacrosse team prepares for sectionals, senior midfielder Brian Wall looks to help motivate his team. Coming off a big win over Penn Yan earlier this month, Brian racked up 5 goals to help give Penfield the edge over the typically dominant Mustangs. He was also a 4-year varsity hockey player and co-captain at Penfield, where he demonstrated exceptional leadership skills. His performance on the field and the ice earned him All-County Honorable Mention, a spot on Upstate's Under Armour All-American team, as well as Scholar Athlete status through New York State. Brian is currently enrolled in Syracuse University Project Advanced classes, allowing him to graduate with a higher degree come June. Though he knows his grades are important, he understands the impact of giving back to his community. Brian was a personal mentor to a Special Olympics athlete when the games took place in Brockport recently, cheering them on at each of their events throughout the day. He's also worked with handicapped kids during the holidays through the Skating with Gliding Stars program, helping teach kids how to skate and have fun on the ice. Brian will head down to Kentucky this fall to attend Bellarmine University, where he looks forward to playing Division I lacrosse. Nominated for his outstanding achievements and mentorship, Brian Wall is making the grade. If you have an idea for our Making the Grade segment, a team or individuals making contributions off the playing field, you can contact us at info@classywolf.com. I'm Kim Bernsen, and here's Bill with a look at our Section 5 calendar.
It is all things sectional this week. Monday, golf sectionals take place at Oak Hill Country Club, tee-offs at 2. The girls lacrosse tournament reaches the semifinal round on Wednesday with Class B at Eastridge at 5 and 7 o'clock. Brighton is the defending champion. On Thursday, it's the Class A semifinals at Eastridge at 5 and 7. Penfield defends. The C semis are at Webster Schrader at 5 and 7. HFL was the 2013 champion. Softball quarterfinals take place Thursday and Friday. Home of the higher seed, Fairport, Brockport, Mercy, and Gananda have titles to defend. Baseball quarterfinals are Friday. Home field hosts, Fairport, Victor, Sutherland, and Palmac won last year. Some of the championship tournament events that you should really consider taking in this week. Up next, one of the elite looks ahead. It's Fairport girls lacrosse against Palmac in our Cellino and Barnes All Sports High School Game of the Week.
My name's Abby Spears from Greece Arcadia, and this is the Vision High School Sports Beat.
The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by Cellino and Barnes. Car accident? Don't wait. Call 888-8888. Call Cellino and Barnes today. Welcome back to the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. This portion of the Sports Beat is brought to you by Cellino and Barnes, your personal injury attorneys. Ordinarily, sports teams are advised against looking too far ahead on their schedule. That's not the case in Victor, where the girls' lacrosse team had its eyes on the future, even as they played Palmac. It's our Cellino and Barnes All Sports High School Game of the Week. Palmac is a small school girls lacrosse powerhouse. The Raiders won 10 of their first 12 games, beating up on the likes of Minders and Newark and Geneva. Playing at Victor was a whole nother matter. The Blue Devils are among the state's elite. 12-2 coming in, those losses coming to powerful Penfield and Pittsford. by a total of just 3 goals. Victor is loaded.
I think this year we have a bunch of different scorers. It's not 1 or 2 people scoring goals. We have 5 or 6 players every game getting goals for our team.
Seniors, I mean, the whole senior night, it's a pretty impressive class, isn't it?
Yeah, we're doing really well. A bunch of us are playing in college, so we're very successful in class.
The Devils wasted little time asserting their dominance. Very little time. Junior Allie Freeze won the faceoff. The play went from Sarah Kopp to Bridget Flynn. Just 12 seconds into the contest, it was 1-0 Victor. Victor wound up scoring the game's first 5 goals in the first 5 minutes. Freeze was set up in front for the first of her 3, but face-offs are Allie's game, and she's not giving too much away.
Well, I've been doing face-offs ever since I started playing lacrosse, and I just really try to push it hard to my teammates, and because I know my teammates will back me up there, and I really work to go right as soon as the whistle blows and get that head start.
Is that the trick? I mean, there's got to be a trick to it when you're winning about, at least here today, about 3/4 of them. Is that the trick?
Oh, I can't give away my trick.
Come on, give away the trick. Tell me what makes you good in there.
Well, I mean, you just got to watch the ref and be ready when the whistle blows and have quick reactions.
But there is something that you're not telling us, right?
Yep.
If there's a star in Victor, it's Maloney, who scored 4 in this one. After her first of those made it 5-0, Palmack called time.
Pumped us up. He goes, this is a game that we need. We need this game to get better. We need to prepare for sectionals. We need to come out. We need to show us who we are. We want to play at this level. We really do. So we came out, 1-2 draws, we set the tone.
Indeed, after that timeout, Palmack not only got control of the ball in Victor territory for the first time in the game, the Red Raiders scored twice. Those 2 goals coming just 20 seconds apart. Rolls got the second of them, and it was a 5-2 game.
I play with a lot of these Victor girls on the Relentless Hustle team, so I knew they're really skilled, and this team is very good. When I saw them in St. rankings beating Brighton, Pittsburgh, those teams come in close games, I knew they were going to be a tough game, but we came out here and showed that we're also pretty tough.
Victor regained momentum and control of the game, keeping Palmack goalie Megan Doyle pretty busy.
First year on varsity, actually, my goalie coach, Mr. G, used to tell me, you need to have a memory as a goldfish. 3-second memory. Once it goes in, it's over, move on, and you just got to keep it positive.
The Raiders got 4 goals in that first half, the last result of a nice combination, going Jordan Dela to Riley Arnold to Abby Halsey to close it out. But Victor was in command with a 12-4 lead.
Defense, okay, the only way they scored their 4 goals, 3 of them are in transition, okay, we need to get those good fouls, slow them down, and then have them settle offense, okay, they only have scored 1 settled offensive goal, okay, by rolling the crease, so we need to make sure we're aware and ready to slide. Okay. Davis!
Palmack was pleased with its effort, even with the final score reading 19-7 for Victor. The Blue Devils won their 11th in the last 12. One game stands out this year. That was a 10-8 win over defending class champion and nationally ranked Brighton. With a team to back up the sentiment this year, the Devils are focused on beating the Barons when it matters most, in the upcoming sectionals.
I think our intensity was raised last year when Brighton beat us in the semifinals, so I think our team had a big goal this year to come together and go after Brighton. And I think this year our main focus is working as a team, and that's how we beat Brighton.
Tell me about the rivalry. What does it make you feel? Does it keep you up nights?
It does. Our coaches always tell us they can't sleep most nights. They're always thinking about our games, and it definitely keeps us up. We get pumped up for that game more than any other game, I think.
We'd like to thank our Sports Beat sponsorship partners, Ross Salino and Stephen Barnes, your personal injury attorneys, and the 9 dealerships of the Vision Automotive Group. They make the Sports Beat possible.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.